ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dropkick SoCal. Boy, it's going to be quite an interesting weekend this week of us talking to you. Well, I say us, and it just kind of, you could already tell, y'all. We'll be talking right now today, the wrestling review. I'll explain that in a bit. Then our news, which involves great bright news, such as releases. Yeah. But we'll get to all that stuff tomorrow. But of course, speaking of releases, as you all may notice, no Oni. So, no, he wasn't released. He didn't ask for a release or anything. We don't do that here. But basically, guys, as you know, he's a very, active artist out in the community and everything. His Twitch has, what is that? He's garnered a affiliate now. So yeah, he's getting commissions and stuff. So his art career, it's really really starting to take off. I mean, he's still a fellow pro wrestling fan and all that stuff, but really wants to focus on that art career. He's amazing at it. And well, he just couldn't really do the podcast anymore, unfortunately. So, with that being said, it's all good, guys. Gotta do the best for you. Homie, hope you're doing well, man. Just keep in mind, you're always welcome back anytime. I mean, unless you become a big artist, then I get it, bro. I get it. But yeah, I'll probably hit you up for commissions then, if anything. But yeah, or even special guests, I'll explain that later. But yeah, y'all. Sadly, if you guys preferred over me, if you guys preferred Oni over me, my bad. Too bad you're stuck with me. But nah, for real, guys. Go show your support. Follow his Twitch. I will put it down there somewhere. Did I do that already? I don't know. But yeah, I'll put a little thing down there. Go follow his Twitch. Support him. Get some commissions yourselves, guys. He could do an artwork for you. For your page, your channel, whatever you'd like. Yeah, move my mic a little bit. But yeah, guys. Simply wish the homie Oni. That sounds cool. The best of luck. Hope to see you again soon, man. I mean, we still talk to each other, so whatever. But, best of luck to you, man. All right, but yeah, y'all. So, with that being said, wishing the best for Oni. That involves me having to switch a few things here and there, like scheduling. So, I say Friday, we're starting off with the wrestling review, as, usually we end with that, but just so we could try to catch up on some things, because we kind of do the wrestling review already a couple weeks behind. So to avoid that, we're going to start uploading on Friday. So that way we could catch that week's Monday Night Raw. Then probably, we'll start off from Friday Night SmackDown of the last week and then going into the following weeks, technically that week that the episodes will get uploaded, Raw, then Collision. No. Dynamite and Collision. Oh, I forgot about Collision on Saturdays. So yeah, we're going to try to go from that, the previous week's Friday Night SmackDown to Collision, and then that week's Monday Night Raw and Wednesday Dynamite. Just trying to make sure we stay a little bit on time, not too far behind. Rearranging that now that it's just me and my schedule. But I also work and I got other stuff to do besides this podcast, which I really love doing. I love to do this as well. Just talk wrestling, get to know other people out there in the fellow community and whatnot. I'm now here in my place here, and that bitch downstairs still wants to, but whatever. Who cares? But yeah, still got my stuff here. Oni's Bailey, no longer here. Y'all know the joke there. You're thinking about it. Oni, I know you are. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, guys, so bit of changes here to the scheduling. To the schedule and whatnot. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about this week's wrestling in order. So, we are starting off, guys, with the September 18th edition of Raw. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're pretty much behind, but we're going to start catching up, y'all. We're going to start catching up. Hopefully this works. But yeah, y'all. The Raw of September 18th, I think it was. Yeah? Yeah. But point is, you guys will know once I start talking about the show. So, let's go ahead. So, I'm not gonna lie, I missed the first 20 minutes, which means I missed the Cody Rhodes versus Dominic match. And I mean, I don't really mind it because I could kind of see where that was going. Cody was gonna win, right? And what do you know? Cody won, obviously. So yeah, Cody won, but then the real premise there was afterwards. I think they were trying to beat Cody down, but then KO and Sammy come to the rescue, and then they have a little talk. Specifically, Kevin with Sammy and Cody. So Kevin just after the match, after the save, he goes right up to the top turnbuckle at the corner, sits down, and basically tells Sammy and Cody, explain yourselves, you know? Why are we trusting Jay? Okay? Convince me, blah, blah, blah. Sammy starts saying his thing, Cody says his thing, he deserves a second chance. Specifically, Cody said, probably just to start people talking. You know how they be. Specifically, he said he's the best in the world and he deserves a second chance. A little Mr. Brooks reference? I don't know. I don't know. It's very specific though about that. But point is, yeah, so at the end of the day, Kevin was basically, I don't trust Jay, but I trust you guys. I hope y'all know what you're doing. And boom, that does it for that. So we started off with kind of like the main storyline kind of driving there on Raw, you know? So now let's go over some of the stuff here, which was a pretty good Raw. So after that, we had Kofi Kingston versus Ivar. That crap was insane. All I gotta say, 2 words. Ivar moonsault. Big dudes doing that type of like high-flying movement, come on, it's always amazing. Yeah, personally, I would have loved to have just seen that be the finisher. That should be his new finisher. But it ended up being Kofi winning. In case you guys were wondering, yeah, it was supposed to be like a tag team match or something, but I guess I forgot the other Viking's name. But yeah, one of the Vikings, the guy with the shaved head, he was unable to compete. Hopefully he's doing well. But yeah, still a good match. Then after that, we are continuing the Nakamura Seth Rollins kind of feud. This was towards the end. So as you know, Nakamura beat up Ricochet last week. Here comes Ricochet wanting a match, which they do. They have a good match, but towards the end, Nakamura wanted to attack Ricochet with a chair. He dodges it and picks up the chair and decides to hit Nakamura, which ends in a DQ. So the winner being Nakamura. Would have been fine, but the thing is, they made Ricochet look so stupid. I mean, dude, you know, basically after he did that, he went up to the ref and was like, "Hey, he was about to hit me first. What the hell?" Like, dude, you've been a professional wrestler for a long time. You've been watching wrestling for a long time. You know that under any circumstances, an attack with a foreign object lands in a DQ. Why are you arguing that? You see, that was stupid. I'll admit that made him look so stupid. Come on, y'all. What the hell? All right. And then Nakamura took the advantage there to beat him up. I think, like, storyline wise, messed up his leg. Seth comes in for the rescue, all that stuff, but he gets beat up too. Again, Nakamura targeting his back. Funny little thing, after that, you see there's like a little segment in the back where like Seth is like trying to like power his way through, walking, heading into the medical room and stuff like that. He's like, "I'm fine." He falls. Just my funny thing, I think he accidentally let out an F-bomb, which was pretty funny if you listen back. He kind of got muted. That was funny. Let's see here. We had Shayna and Zoe Starks versus the women's tag champs, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, which ended when Nia Jax came out and beat up everybody. They're building up Nia to be, well, you know, the pretty much what they used to call her, the unstoppable force or something. Yeah, you know. So yeah, building up Nia Jax. We had Gable versus Bronson Reed. Do not push Gable back down. Pretty sure it's not this. Basically, they're trying to build up a whole story with competitors going after the IC with Gable, Bronson Reed, Ciampa. We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, basically, Gable wants to get back into the IC title run, but so does Bronson. And Bronson beats him up, pretty much like Gable injures himself storyline wise, and basically loses. But being pushed down just a little bit to like have that big finish. Like that big. At this point, only you would say pause. It's still happening, man, but whatever. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty good. Like in the long run, it looks like it's heading in the right direction. Building up competitors for Gunther's IC title run. Then let's see here. What do we have here? Looks like we had. I don't remember this segment too much, but something about like how Damien would prefer. Actually, I think Damien was talking with. Was he talking? I forgot how. Damn it, I cannot remember this. But basically, Damien saying that he wants Jay over Jimmy Uso to join the Judgment Day and all that stuff. And what else? Oh, and this I do remember. After that, KO and Sammy are backstage, and here comes Jay, right? Yeah, Jay saying like, I'm not joining them, whatever, And then KO still doesn't trust them, but it's like, whatever, man. We got our tag team rematch next week, so blah blah blah. And so tag team titles next week, and Jay has the main event coming up, which we will talk about that towards the end. Main event. Alrighty. And then, so you'll see how that goes. Basically, Damien wants, we already said that. Then afterwards, we have Becky versus Natalya. And I did listen back. My bad, guys. I called Natalya Natalie last week. My bad. I guess we could just call her Natty or Natalya. But basically, again, you heard last week how I felt about the whole, like, Becky winning the NXT Women's Championship. She probably won't have it for long. She's probably going to lose it at the next pay-per-view against Tiffany Stratton. Again, I said my 2 cents on that last episode. Go back and watch if you're interested. But basically, Natalya came in kind of like, what was it? Natalya came in basically saying, like, she took away opportunities from, like, the younger, like, female talent over in NXT to hold that title. Which is kind of true, but also kind of being hypocritical because she, as a veteran, is now challenging for that title instead of having somebody else do it. If you guys want a little background on that, there was a quick little background. There was a sudden change backstage, and it was supposed to be like a new up-and-coming talent to face her. I think there was discussion about having to be Tegan Knox, which would have been awesome, but somebody made a sudden change. Maybe it was Vince, maybe it wasn't. I'm not pointing fingers. But yeah, decided to, hey, let's just have Natalya go out there, which was still a good match. She said her thing, and pretty good. But yeah, Becky won that one. Then we had Ciampa versus Vinci. But yeah, you have Ciampa winning that match. He is pretty much going down the line, beating everybody in Imperium to make his way towards Gunther's IC title. Again, we're having that whole, like, building up competitors for the IC title. Looking pretty good. So, yeah. And then we are now into our main event of the night or the evening. Whatever. Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. So, as you know, in the previous week, Drew McIntyre is one of those people who does not feel at ease with Jey Uso being there, history with the Bloodline, and he confronted him last week, like, hey Jey, I don't trust you. Oh yeah, man, let's settle in the ring, which is the main event tonight. Great match, and the whole story there was, of course, was Jey gonna incorporate the help of the Judgment Day? Because they did come out, all three of them, Damian, Dominic, Finn, and we're trying to help him at the end, they all got in his corner, like saying, come on, man, do it. It looks like Jay's about to join sides with them, but then triple super kick to Damian, Finn, Dominic. Basically saying, nope, I don't need y'all. And then with that distraction, Drew McIntyre, Claymore kick out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3. And our winner is Drew McIntyre. So that happens. He leaves, and then the Judgment Day got their answer. Jey Uso doesn't want to be a part of them, so he's against them, which resulted in a beatdown towards Jey. So again, another interesting point there is Drew. As you know, his character has been a little stale as of lately, so we're all talking. He should probably get a heel run, and we're getting even more and more little like teases into that. As you know, he was walking away, but he kept looking back, almost contemplating, shit, should I help Jey? Should I help Jey? And as he reaches like the end of the platform into the doorway and stuff, he looks back one more time. Looks like he's about to do something, contemplating, but here comes Cody Rhodes to the rescue. Ends up rescuing Jey. So yeah, we have this story in development. And again, even another story with Drew McIntyre with his possible heel turn. As you know, he did say that he wanted to really confront the man who caused all of this, Jey going into Raw, Cody Rhodes. So yeah, y'all, there is stuff being planted here and there. So yeah, honestly, like a good Raw, minus the whole like Ricochet thing that was very stupid. But a good Raw, some pretty good matches. The main storyline really being driven. You're building up competitors for the IC title. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Now let's move on to Wednesday nights. You know what that means? AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. All right, guys. So great night of championships, new champions being crowned, and maybe two little minor downs. But we'll talk about them. But yeah, y'all. Let's go ahead and talk about the first match. AEW Dynamite. Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston. Title versus title. So basically, we know that they're both champions. Claudio, I believe, is the ROH World Heavyweight Champion? Maybe. He's an ROH champion. I just can't remember exactly which one. He might be the main heavyweight champion. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I need to look that back up. And Eddie is the NJPW Strong Champion. So they both had, with their rivalry going all the way back to now. They basically can't stand each other, so they both put their titles on the line. And they have a good match, They do some pretty hard-hitting stuff, both of them being them. At some point, I believe I saw a pretty hard chop to the face. Yeah, I believe it was Eddie Kingston to Claudio. I mean, that's kind of like blurring the lines of reality, Do they really have, like, animosity towards each other? Is that the right word? I don't know. But yeah, it makes you question it. Do they really hate each other? All that stuff, And it ends up being the winner, Eddie Kingston. He's now a double champion in NJPW and in ROH. As you guys saw, yeah, that means he can't really do indie stuff anymore. He said that himself. But still, he's double champion. He's doing great. Props to you, man. There was this one little thing at the end. I think, was it somebody wanting to shake hands? I don't remember if it was Claudio or like Eddie Kingston. But yeah, oops. ROH, show respect, like show of honor, all that stuff. I cannot remember, to be honest, guys, if the hands were shaken or if they weren't. But point is, good match to start off Grand Slam. Awesome. We had that little oops. Yeah, that little oops. Sorry, I gotta make sure that the audio still goes. We had that funny little segment with Roderick Strong, his busted up neck in the hospital. Basically, Adam Cole comes to see him. Oh, hey, man, you came. Of course, man. But I also gotta go because MJF has a big match coming up. Oh, but what about me? That whole crap, That whole crap, so that's going. And then Roderick Strong's other friends don't trust Cole because he's hanging out too much with MJF, So let's see here. Now for me personally, I believe this was the match of the night. It was Sammy Guevara versus Chris Jericho. Props to Sammy. I love this entrance that he did. He came out with one of Jericho's light up jackets, I mean, say what you want, but me personally, I thought those light up jackets were pretty damn cool. Not gonna lie. But yeah, he did that. A cool little tribute to Jericho. Sammy coming out with the light up jacket. And they have a good match, you know? Sammy Guevara doing his thing, flying around, all that stuff. Jericho being the veteran that he is, showing that he can still work with whoever's in the ring with him. Let's see here. I think the finish was pretty cool. It was like, I think Sammy was doing like a big, some kind of dive from like the top turnbuckle, but Jericho reverses it into a code breaker. I'm telling you, it was pretty awesome. Jericho gets the win, and yeah, we're set to believe that there's a show of respect towards the end where they hug each other out, but nope. Sammy Guevara with the low blow. And then the camera zooms in on Sammy, zooms out, and here comes Don Callis making his way towards the ring. Sammy Guevara is now in the Don Callis family. So yeah, big turn there, big turn there. All right. But yeah, all in all, still a good match. And surprising shock at the end. Maybe, maybe not. Alrighty. Okay, so now here's where we gotta talk about this. Moxley versus Rey Fenix. Good match. We'll probably talk a little bit more about it in the news section. But yeah, basically y'all gotta be careful. Hope you're doing good, Moxley, but he was concussed throughout the entire match. It had to do with a dive prior to the match. Not even during the match. It was before the match even started, before the bell rung. There was a dive. Rey Fenix landed on Jon Moxley's head. He was kind of out of it. But he finished the match. I mean, props to you, man. But again, safety first. But believe it or not, y'all, Rey Fenix is now your new international champion. So, props to you, Rey Fenix. Andale, viva la raza. He is the new champ. And Jon Moxley, we hope you're doing well. Accidents happen, guys. These guys put their bodies on the line for sure. So, awesome match. I mean, I wish it didn't happen, Moxley. But again, accidents can happen anytime. We wish you the best. Get well soon, man. Get well soon. But yeah. Let's see here. Oh, actually, there was this one funny part during that match, where Moxley, even though he was concussed, he frickin' did a stomp. And of course, once he did that, you start hearing the crowd. Oh, I mean, like giving a shout out to his fellow brother right there, Ah, man, you gotta love that shit. But yeah, and again, I guess I'll talk about this in the news, maybe. But like, props to the Shield. They were in the top 3 of the PW Insiders, like top 100 wrestlers of the year so far or something. Yeah. But yeah, great match. Congrats, Ray. John, we hope you get better. And yeah, awesome. And of course, the greatest moment in all of wrestling history. AEW has provided us with this. Far greater than the moment of WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan slamming down Andre the Giant. Far greater than SummerSlam, 91, where the British Bulldog defeats Bret Hart for the IC title in his homeland. Far greater than WrestleMania 14, where Stone Cold finally takes its place at the top of the mountain by beating Shawn Michaels. Far greater than WrestleMania 30, where we had the Yes Movement and Daniel Bryan finally makes it to the top like we wanted him to. Far greater was this moment in AEW with my 2 girls, Saraya and Toni Storm. If y'all been watching this podcast long enough, y'all already know me. Those are my 2 girls. Oh my god, they shared a kiss. That was amazing. Good match too. But goddamn. Yes, Oni. Yes, I know. If you were here, you'd be saying, skip this crap. I know. But bro, come on! Of course I was going to talk about this. Oh my god. But yeah, good match. Okay. So yeah. Toni Storm. For the Saraya. Saraya retains. And Toni Storm is no longer an outcast. I still love you, baby. But yeah. Yeah, great match. Great match. Greatest moment in wrestling history. Okay. And now let's talk about the main event, Samoa Joe, MJF. So, guys, as you all know, the storyline there was that they referenced back that whole moment where Samoa Joe pushed MJF back in WWE, or was it NXT? I can't remember too well. But yeah, that Samoa Joe still sees him as a kid. He won the tournament, and MJF kind of wanted him to so he could prove to him that he's not a kid anymore. And yeah, they had a good match. It was kind of the whole like MJF going in there as the underdog, getting beat around, but having his like moments of like, you know, pushing through. It was interesting, and of course, here comes the moment with it looks like MJF is about to be submitted. Oh no! But here comes his best buddy, Adam Cole. And yes, it is at this moment where he jumped from the platform that they used to get into the ring into the floor, and he twists his knee. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but yeah, I hope he's okay. But yeah, yeah, we'll talk about it in the news a little bit more. But yeah, I hope he's okay. But yeah, he goes out to like cheer on his best friend, make sure he's like, "You can do this, man! You can do this!" He gets out, and then through some heelish tactics, believe it or not, MJF takes out like a little chain or like a rope, almost not very small, not noticeable, but enough to strangle Joe when the ref's not looking. He's strangling Joe, and he's like got it. He's got his arm over him, making it seem like it's a submission hold. But now he's choking him out with some kind of like chain or something. Kind of heelish move. But you know, basically that knocks Joe out, and MJF retains by submitting Samoa Joe. So yeah, pretty good. It's tying a little bit into the the whole storyline and whatnot with Adam Cole, MJF, better than you, baby. So that's the main storyline going on with AEW Dynamite, y'all know. But I'm gonna give my 2 cents on that, guys. Not my favorite storyline that AEW has provided. Because at the end of the day, I still kind of see the inevitable outcome. Sorry, mosquitoes are getting my feet, y'all. What the hell? Uh, but yeah, I just kind of see the inevitable outcome. If anything, too, either they start doing the best friend thing, but eventually, MJF being MJF, at some point, he's gonna turn on Adam Cole. It's either that, or they're gonna try to swerve us by having Adam Cole be the one to turn on MJF, thus initiating an MJF face turn. Now, again, like, we'll see. It's either going to be one of those, you know? So, me personally, I could kind of enjoy the little, like, buddy comedy thing they're doing with a little bit of drama and stuff here and there. But at the end of the day, I still see the outcome. It's going to be either one of those two, unless they really throw us for a swerve. So, yeah, you know, good story, but you can kind of see where it's going, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it works, depending if, like, again, I guess it's not so much about the destination, even if you already see it, if it's predictable, but rather how we get there. It's kind of cool how we're getting there. It's just not my cup of tea, I guess, you know? That's just me. But yeah, you know, let me know down below what you think. Alrighty. But that does it for AEW Dynamite, y'all. Now, let's layeth the SmackDown on y'all, because, well, we're talking about SmackDown now. So, SmackDown this week, mostly centering, of course, around the Bloodline, because, of course. So, it starts off with Cena coming out first, and basically saying he wants to fight tonight. Here come the Bloodline, Solo and Jimmy. Looks like they're about to attack him, but I believe they kind of tease that, but then they start to head back in or something. And here comes AJ Styles to help out. So make sure, you know, 2-on-2. Pardon me. It's 2-on-2. So basically, now with that evened out, are we getting the main event of Cena and Styles versus Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso tonight? We'll see about that. No, we don't. But we'll go ahead and talk about that later. So, what goes on after that? So, here we have LWO, which consists of this week, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, versus the Street Profits. As you know, last week, they were celebrating. Santos is going to face Rey, you know, This is we'll see. And then the Street Profits started to look like they were finally gonna go heel. But here's the thing, y'all. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but the entrance. Dang mosquitoes. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. The entrance does play a role in presenting your character. And just my 2 cents, the Street Profits are still coming out with too much dancing and too much goofiness. You're gonna be heels? Freaking heel it up. Come in, be all serious, do some look arounds, take a sip of the cups like a boss, not just like you're partying, you know? Like, I don't know. But I don't know, man. It's like, it's not working. I don't know. Which we'll get to that later. But yeah, I thought they were finally going heels, but nah, they're back to the dancing and stuff. God damn it. But point is, there was the match going on. Bobby Lashley was trying to help out by attacking Rey Mysterio when the ref wasn't looking, throws him back in. Dawkins has some hesitation, like should he do it? Hesitated too long. Rey Mysterio reverses the pin, and boom, 1, 2, 3. LWO is the victor. That pisses off Bobby, of course. And yeah, so what comes after that? Strangely enough, will we get the next biggest rivalry, the next biggest feud coming up? Austin Theory and Michael Cole. I don't know, there was a weird segment where Theory came out of nowhere and just started bashing at Michael Cole for saying, I don't know, he was saying some crap or I don't know. That was a little weird out of nowhere, but alright, whatever. We will see how that goes. But yeah, then that leads to the segment with Bobby and the Profits backstage. Basically saying that, like, bro, I was trying to help you out. You didn't take advantage. It's not working. I'm going to want the suits back and everything. So, yeah. A little bit on WWE Creative. Look, you guys wanted them to go out and be heels, but I know sometimes, like, they're given the gimmicks themselves and then they try to make it work, the wrestlers themselves. Again, I don't really know how it works, but it's just like, from what I've heard, they have to try to do it themselves, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, you gotta give them some sense of direction. Tell them, no more dancing, be more serious, all that stuff. But now, I mean, like, I don't know, like, part of it, it's just creative, you know? And then sometimes it is the wrestler who can't really, like, pull it off, or sometimes they're given crap gimmicks and they do manage to pull it off. You never know. But point is, yeah, I mean, like, if they go back on this whole like heel turn with the Street Profits, it's like, god damn it, y'all. It could have been simple, but sometimes things just they make it overcomplicated. I don't know. But point is, if they don't go full heel and start doing cheating, letting the dances go, then it's not gonna work. It's just not. Whatever. All right. So, with that out of the way, we have the women's title match, Io Sky versus Asuka. So, great match there, and of course, Charlotte Flair has to find some way to integrate herself into the women's title scene, of course. But yeah, Charlotte came out just to watch, not even commentate, just watch. But yeah, regardless though, it was a great match between Io and Asuka. And personally, my favorite move, Asuka lands this really awesome variation of the freaking Kimura lock. Oh my god, like, it is so awesome just to look at. It literally looks like there's just no way to get out of it. And I think they kind of realized it midway through that submission. It's like, oh crap, this looks too good. You actually can't escape. So she transitioned into like an armbar, because I'm telling you, that Kimura variation that Asuka did was way too badass. That could have won her the match. Definitely go back and check that out, guys. But yeah, some good moments here and there. And of course, it ended when Charlotte was trying to supposedly help Asuka. Bayley was trying to get involved. Here comes Charlotte, takes her out of the equation. It distracts Asuka, and boom, she gets hit, moonsaulted. Was it a moonsault? I think so, something like that. And Io retains the Women's Championship. Again, there's just like they're building up the scene with the women's champion. They're building up the women's championship scene, adding in Asuka and Charlotte and Bailey probably eventually. All that stuff. But yeah, besides that, yeah, good match, y'all. Good match. And then what do we get? So I kind of wish they hadn't termed it the main event match. You'll see what I mean. But basically, um, uh, it was Grayson Waller and his new best friend, um, uh, Austin Theory, versus the Brawling Brutes. They were pretty much having a dispute backstage, and then they were like, "Let's get into the ring." So yeah, that happens, and it was a good match. And it was basically Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, which they work well together, and they beat the Brawling Brutes. So yeah, good match, but turns out that SmackDown is ending on a main event segment. Meh, you know. I mean, it progresses the storyline, which is pretty cool, but basically, sadly, we were not gonna get the Cena Styles versus Bloodline match because I mean, you kind of saw that coming. It's John Cena. It's not going to be a free match. If he does do one, more power to y'all. Awesome. But more than likely, he's just going to be doing like pay-per-views, you know? So yeah, basically it's like, so we have a contract set. This is Paul Heyman talking. We have a contract set, but it's not for tonight. It better be for Fastlane. Yes, it is for Fastlane. So yeah, there was going to be a contract signing. It was going to be Cena and AJ Styles coming out first, but AJ Styles, while Cena was already in the ring, AJ Styles is getting beat down by the Bloodline. So you have Jimmy basically throwing him over these like, what do you call them? Those big cases. I don't know where you carry all the stuff in. Throws him over there, and then Solo is on top of a huge ass platform and does a huge splash. You hear like some mini explosions of electrical wiring and stuff going off. It's like, oh my god, did he just kill him? And yeah, so basically, they took Styles out of the equation. Yeah, I'm sending him home in an ambulance. John Cena goes over there to make the save, but it's too late. And yeah, so Styles is now out. The Bloodline, Solo and Jimmy go out. Cena goes back out too to try to like, I guess like avenge AJ or something. I mean, you know. But yeah, sadly, it's the numbers game, you know. Cena is by himself. He gets beat down by the Bloodline. So it seems like it may be Cena in a handicap match versus the Bloodline at Fastlane. Well, we will see. We'll talk about that in the news tomorrow, because if we got anybody out there who noticed that there was a certain presence missing from SmackDown that night, well, let me talk to you about that in tomorrow's episode. Yeah, as part of the news. Alrighty. But yeah, guys, that is it for SmackDown. So, let's keep going, because this time I actually managed to catch Collision. Woo! Yeah! Alrighty, damn, that is a lot of wrestling, and I'm getting beat from. Yeah. But we managed, so let's talk about it. Alright, guys, so just a quick rundown of Collision. Seemed pretty good show. As you all know, it's still going. The new main star, I guess, to really bring the attention is Bryan Danielson. Pardon me. Bryan Danielson. And, you know, just the other amazing young talent out there now, because I'm, you know, a certain someone left or got fired. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that is the main component there, is now the Bryan Danielson show. The GOAT show. Whatever. But yeah, so AEW Collision. It started off with, seemed to be a triple threat match. Darby Allin, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage for the TNT Championship. So as you know, Luchasaurus beat Darby, so he's technically the TNT champ. But of course, Christian goes around saying he is, but he's not. So it was a triple threat kind of thing, but obviously it turned into like a handicap, because Luchasaurus and Christian were basically beating down Darby. At first I thought, Darby, are you freaking bleeding from the back? Nope, it's just tape. Funny little thing there. But yeah, now we are teasing at a little like eventual like what's the word? I'm guessing turn from Luchasaurus. At some point he's going to realize Christian, you're using me and stuff like that. You know, that kind of stuff. Because he had the belt in his possession to use. And yeah, then he kind of hesitated giving it to Christian. But then here comes Darby to like knock them both down. But it ended with Christian delivering the pin onto Luchasaurus. So more tension rising there, but now Christian can officially say, I'm the TNT champ, all that crap, you know. But yeah, and then I believe he's going to defend it again the following week, either on Dynamite or Collision. We'll see that when it happens, you know. But yeah, so that was a great start. Cool, starting off with a championship match and a technically new champion. Well, yeah. But yeah, and then here's the cool part. We have the one and only, the one of a kind, Rob Van Dam, teaming up with Hook to take on, I believe, Daddy Magic and Cool Hand. What do they call themselves? 2.0 or something? I don't know. But yeah, those guys. And the winners were, of course, RVD and Hook. Kind of a cool little backstory to that. It was in Philly, I believe, and it was like 20 years ago, RVD teamed up with Taz, Hook's father, in like a tag team match, and now 20 years later, RVD still hooking up with somebody from the ECW bloodline, I guess. But yeah, hooking up with Hook, Taz's son. So yeah, just a little like nod and show of like respect and admiration towards ECW. ECW, ECW, those fans are diehard for sure. But yeah, great little moment there. We had Julia Hart versus Kiera Hogan, which I had not seen Kiera Hogan in forever. She was doing some pretty cool stuff in ROH, which was awesome. But glad to see her getting some more time on the main rosters now and stuff. Because this is where Oni would say it. Add another one to the list. But yeah, I'm gonna say it, Oni. Missy man, but you're doing good. Yeah, Kiera Hogan's on my list, because goddamn, Kiera Hogan's a damn hottie, y'all. Hell yeah. Kiera Hogan, baby girl, alright. I know. You've been watching it long enough. You should know by now. But yeah, goddamn, Kiera Hogan, baby. And yeah, we have Julia Hart, too, a little bit about that. I like her new character, I mean, she's been doing it for a while now, but I love the way it was like, it occurred, like she was a cheerleader in, what was it, the Varsity Blondes. She got sprayed by the mist of Aleister Malachi Black, my bad. And she had like this change in personality and all that stuff. She became more evil. Give it a supernatural kind of vibe, But yeah, pretty cool. She won that match. And she will be facing, what's her name? Oh, Chris Statlander for the TBS Championship. Should be awesome. Building up, the new rising stars, giving them some TV time. And so yes, please, more Kiera Hogan. Yes. Alrighty. And then after that, we had Andrade versus Jay White. It looks like they're gonna start some kind of like storyline there. Versus the Golden Elite, or what do they call them? No, not Golden Elite. Bullet Club Gold or something? They're calling themselves something. But yeah, it was Andrade, Jay White, good match. I don't know. I personally feel it's kind of weird. As you know, they're Andrade, Charlotte getting divorced. I probably shouldn't be saying that, talking about this too much. Oni would be saying like, no, don't mention it. But I'm gonna. It's just weird that they're supposed to be getting divorced, and Andrade is still using the moonsault and the figure four. It's weird, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Andrade, you're still cool. It's just weird that you're still using those moves. But yeah, distractions here and there. The Bullet Club Gold. There we go. Bullet Club Gold gets involved, and Andrade pretty much loses Jay White. But yeah, so they're building people up here and there. And let's see here. We have FTR versus the Workhorse Men, with FTR winning. Basically, like building up to their match with Aussie Open at Wrestle Dream, coming up this weekend, actually. Sunday. And Aussie Open were there to watch, commentate. But yeah, FTR wins because, yeah, obviously. And yeah, so then they have a little promo saying, like, at Wrestle Dream, we're going to have a hell of a match. Should be cool. Hopefully I can catch Wrestle Dream. Probably will. If so, we'll talk about that. And then we end with the main event. Ricky Starks really getting that platform there. I mean, getting to show off his heel character. Well, he's shown it off before, but showing that he could play both, you know? He's got star power and charisma, man, for sure. Loving Ricky Starks. And, of course, Bryan Danielson. A Texas death match. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a new feature? It's basically last man standing match now because death match, you have to beat yourselves up till you can't answer the count of 10. I mean, the last time I remember seeing like a Texas death match, it was just a pinfall, right? Like, who was it? Lance Archer versus Hangman Adam Page. Yeah, that was pinfall, right? Like, personally, I feel they didn't need to do that change if it was a change. But I remember it being pinfalls. I would prefer it like that, but whatever. They changed it to last man standing rules. But either regardless, hell of a good match. They beat each other up. They went into the crowd. They brought out some weapons, chairs, chains, all that stuff, tables. Was there a table? I think so. They bled, and it was awesome. The way it ended was Bryan Danielson, leg around his knee, and he delivered the, is it Psycho or Psycho knee? It's one of those, but lands it on Ricky Starks, and he can no longer answer the count of 10. But there was still some great moments for Ricky Starks. There was a moment where he was in a submission. I believe the label lock, it seems like he was going to go out, but he gets back up with like a fury of energy, a burst of energy. So yeah, Ricky still looks strong in that match despite being the one who lost. But yeah, went well for both of them. They both came out looking strong. So that is the end of Collision. And that brings us to an end of the wrestling review for this week. Oh boy. Yeah. But yeah, guys. Again, I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, but just a little talk about how it's gonna happen now. I'm gonna try to rearrange the recording dates here and stuff, so I'm gonna try to see if, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. We're still, quite a bit behind on the what was it? Oh, on the wrestling. But I'm hoping that for next time we're gonna start off. Well, first of all, now we're always gonna start off on Fridays and Saturdays. Fridays being wrestling review, then Saturday the news. And for this week, we're gonna do this starting from the 18th September Raw edition to like the end of that week. What was it? The 25th or 26th Collision, whatever. That's being uploaded now, but then I'm hoping to start from this past week's SmackDown into Raw. Something. But point is, guys, I'm gonna rearrange this stuff to like be more like on schedule with all the current shows, I know right now I'm like 2 weeks behind, but it was all we could do to, like that could fit both me and Oni's schedule in order to like, get down, yeah, get together and just record, get it all down and put it out there for all you. But I'm going to try to change a few things here and there just to be more up to date, not just with the news, but not just with the wrestling shows, but the news as well. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. This is a new feature that I was kind of hoping to do next show. Should I do it for next show still? Nah, screw it. Let's just do it right now. So basically what this is, guys, is that I'm gonna give my opinion, and like out of all the shows that I watched during the week, my bad, trying to move the mic there, I give my little rating here of which show was the wrestling show of the week. Yeah, and keep in mind, this is just my opinion. Doesn't mean that this show is better or anything. It's just what I liked, what I preferred during that week, alright? Again, no tribalism here. It's just what I preferred, it's just my opinion. I'm just a simple freaking nerd dude, whatever, who likes wrestling and talks about it from his small little space here. Nothing I say matters. Just like Dave Meltzer's 5-star ratings. Go ahead, come at me with that. But now, respects to Dave Meltzer, even though sometimes your ratings are whatever. But yeah, yeah. So this week's wrestling show of the week, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Raw. Raw seemed to just have a little bit more like really planting the seeds for things to come later on. You know, the IC title like contenders and stuff. Really, it's now really the main story now with me is the whole like Jay leaving the Bloodline and like seeing what he's gonna do with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day are really starting to become the next top stable behind the Bloodline. You know, so they really got me intrigued with that, and you know, just great setup for a lot of the wrestlers this week going into something, whether it be the IC title run or all that stuff. You know, or like the Nia Jax storyline, seeing who's gonna be the one to take her down, all that stuff. The Seth Rollins Shinsuke Nakamura thing, like incredible new character, heel character with Nakamura. Yeah, I mean, the only upside to Raw this week was that whole like Ricochet DQ thing, but that was about it. Yeah, so this week's wrestling, the wrestling show of the week goes to Raw. What could it be next? Tune in next week. Let's find out. But yeah, guys. I'm adding a few new features here, you know. So again, it's not just me and my annoying ass voice on Dropkick SoCal, you know. So I've come to know a lot of amazing creators out there in the wrestling community that do a lot of great stuff. So time to collab, you know. We'll start getting some guests in here, even if it's not in a professional studio, but at least through Zoom or some crap like that, you know. Sponsor me. Kidding, but maybe I'm not. We'll see. But yeah, y'all, I do hope to make even more content with fellow creators out there to really like give you guys as much fun here as possible, you know? Because at the end of the day, let's just have fun with this, you know? Get together, get to know each other, get to talk about wrestling, geek out, all that stuff, and just enjoy. Put the tribalism aside, no better here, this is better there. Let's just sit down and enjoy, you know? Talk about what it is we like, what we don't like, all that stuff. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I hope to do more of this as time goes by. I am going to try my best to keep it together and, you know, keep this going. Again, guys, wish the best for Oni. Again, I'll put it one more time down there. Follow his Twitch. Get yourself some commissions from him. He'll give you some amazing artwork. Wish the best for you, man. You're welcome to come here as a special guest someday, maybe. And yeah, I hope to work with a lot more people. And yeah, keep doing this. So, with that being said, y'all, I will go ahead and see you in the news episode tomorrow. Whew, so yeah, guys, oh man, I need to freaking... Yep, I'm tired. Point is, guys, be safe, be cool as always, and catch you on the next episode. As always, peace, take care.